I'm Linda from paperboutique.blogspot.com. Today we're going to be making floral bows using a homemade tool. And here are some of the examples of bows that I have made. The white ones are using ribbon that is 1 inch wide, wire ribbon. I only recommend using wire ribbon. I mean, you can use regular ribbon, but for me, wire ribbon is so much easier to use. And then this is an example of a floral bow with a larger loop. This particular ribbon is a much wider ribbon, and I can't remember exactly what the measurement on this particular ribbon is. Let me just go ahead and measure that really quick for you. It's about 1.5 inches wide. And then this is an 1 inch wide ribbon again, and this is a smaller ribbon, and this is what I'm going to show you how to make today. First of all, I'm going to show you how to make a quick tool to help tie the ribbon, and then I'll go ahead and demonstrate the tool. Well, let's move this out of the way, and I don't want you to laugh at this homemade tool. It's pretty funny actually. All you need, and I'm going to try to get it in the picture here, all you need is a box, just a regular box. This particular box is 12 inches wide and 16 inches long, which you can't see because it's out of the frame. The most important thing is the depth, and it's 2 1/4 inches. And when you want to make larger bows, I'm going to show you a larger box, but for the smaller bow, and we're going to be making this bow, you'll go ahead and cut a slit, and mine is in 3 1/2 inches from the end, and it can be whatever is comfortable. If you'd prefer to work up here, you can make your slit here. And the slit is 1/8 of an inch wide, and I just cut it using my regular scissors. And then what I did, I hope this is in camera, I took my ruler and I marked off 1 inch, 1.5 inches, 2, 2.5, and 3 inches, because in order to make a floral bow like this particular floral bow, it's important to get the loops the same width. And you don't need to make it even. Floral bows can be just kind of different varying sizes of loops. Anything goes, but I'll show you this technique. Then all I do is I line up, because when we're making this particular bow, the loops are about 2 inches. And I'm going to put the ruler there, and we'll go ahead and use the 2 inch line. Now, you're going to want to put something in your box to hold it, otherwise it'll be slipping. And I just have a tray of glitter and stickles, and it's pretty heavy. So I just put that, I don't know if you can see that, I'm going to put it out of the way just to hold the box down, and we'll move that so it's right at 2 inches. I might move it over just a little so you can see. Now, if you're making a larger bow, you'll want this slit to be a little bit wider, and you'll want the height to be a little taller. Let me show you. For a larger bow, I just used my husband's shoebox, and I went and marked it at 1 inch, 1.5, 2 inches. And the slit here is 1/4 of an inch wide, and it can vary. If you have a super big floral bow and you want to have lots of loops, you can even have a deeper box. So I just thought boxes were the simplest way, and it's great to just go ahead and recycle. Well, now let's go ahead and make a bow somewhat similar to this. And if you notice, every bow, no matter how hard you try, is going to look a little bit different. So don't worry about it. They're not supposed to be perfect. They're all different. What I use to tie together the bow is it's like bow wire. You could use a piece of ribbon, you could use floral wire, and what I do is I fold it in half, I put it through this slit, and I hope you can see it, and then I try to make it equal on each side of this, and then I just use a regular piece of tape to hold it, and I'm just going to put it in, it's just a box, so it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to tape it right here so it's out of the way and secure, and then I'll just pull it to the side. Next, I'm going to get my ribbon, and it isn't on a spool because I was making so many bows, I'm almost out of wire ribbon. So mine's just in a long piece, but it'd be easier to work with if it's on a spool. This is just a remnant. So what you're going to do is just kind of push it down, and then I'm just going to leave that side a little bit longer. You can add a tail at the very end, or you can kind of add a tail here. In this particular one, I did the bow, and then all I did is wired another long strip onto the back. So you can make your tails as long as you want, and this is sort of a way to kind of cheat. Okay, now we're going to get started. The other thing that I found in making a bow is it's nice to have an uneven number. Most of the bows I made have 11 loops, 5 on each side, which would be 10, and then 1 for the center. So we'll go ahead, and mine's probably not going to be even because of course it's being filmed, but I would take my time if I was doing this. See, it's right at the 2. Try to line this up at the 2 here, and then you're just going to go back and forth until you get 5 loops on each side. And I am going to bore you with this part, but I won't bore you, fluffing it all out later. And then you just bring it in, and I just keep pushing it down, and if you don't have them even, you can straighten it until I have 5 loops. And let me stop here for a moment and count. I have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 on this side, and I should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on that side. Now for the center, you can make the loop the same size, or you can make it a little smaller. This particular one, I made it a lot smaller. This one is pretty much the same size. It just really varies. So by that, what I mean is just come in about, instead of going all the way to the 2-inch, come in about a half of this width here. And then you're just going to push it down. And then if you want to, you can leave a tail here. On most of mine, I didn't. I added the tail later, but let's just go ahead and cut this off here. I'm not worried about the tail. I just want to show you the technique. And at this point, what I'm going to do is, depending on the ribbon, you don't want to snag your ribbon. I just bring my ruler in, or you could bring a tip of your scissors and just really push it down. And all this tool does is just give you like an extra set of hands. Then I'm going to take the tape off, and I think that you can see the loop here. All I'm going to do is bring the other ends up through this loop, and I'm going to pull. And I'm going to do that while it's still in my tool. And I just pull really tight. Then I'm going to lift it up. I'm going to move this. So I'm going to pull. This is going to be the front of the bow. Let's get everything out of here. I still could use an extra set of hands. And then that's going to be the front, because that's your half loop. So you're going to take this and really pull tight, and remember it's a wire. Take it to the back of your bow and tie. I tie a double knot. Okay. Now I spend quite a bit of time fluffing my bow, and you don't need your tail. This will be the center. And then what I like to do when fluffing, and I'm not going to show you every step, is I like to, it's easier to show you on this one. I like to kind of make sure that we've got the center, and then you've got one area of the bow kind of on each side. So you've got a piece here, a piece here, a piece here, piece here, 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 and here, filling in the bow. A lot of people will pull from the side, from the back one direction, but I like to just bring it so that I've got, I think you can tell what I'm doing. I'm just taking it and filling it in. So we've got a loop there, then we've got a loop here, then I'll bring this one over, and then what I'll do is I'll work on this until I have all of the bows, all of the loops kind of across from each other. And it takes quite a while to massage it to exactly the way I want it. And I'm going to just go ahead and pause for a moment, and I'll work on that, and I'll come back and I'll show you the finished bow. You can see I've got about half of it fluffed here. Okay, we're back. And what I did, I wanted you to know that I kind of fluffed it up, and it took me about 4 minutes to get it where I wanted. And then all I did was trim the ends and of the tail, and I just did a V cut. I folded both sides like this, and then I cut right into the fold. And what you see on the back is you have all of this wire. You can tie that around your package. You can wrap a piece of ribbon around your package and then tie this right onto your package. You can tie it onto a bottle. You can make wreaths for Christmas and tie the bow right onto it. But what I want to show you is no matter how hard you try, you're always going to get different looking bows. And I will bring in another one that I tied a little bit earlier, and it looks a little bit different as well. And I haven't cut this off. And remember, just one last tip again, if you're going to do a bow like this and you want to add the tail later, just cut a straight piece of ribbon and then just tie it on the back with this particular wire, or this could even be a piece of thinner ribbon. Well, I would like to thank you for watching, and please visit my blog at www.paperboutique.blogspot.com for more projects and ideas. Bye-bye.